Hey, what's going on everyone? My name is Isaiah Upshaw, Director of Content here at Above the Cloud Media. And are you considering making content for your business but not exactly sure if you have the tools to get started? Well, I'm willing to bet you already do, and it's probably what you're using to watch this video right now, and I am talking none other than your very own personal cell phone. Now, you might be saying, well, Isaiah, why would I use my cell phone when I can just save up for a bigger camera? Well, oftentimes, it's not about superiority, it's about availability. So join us as we talk about the different tips and tricks you can use to use your phone to make content. So, first things first when it comes to creating content with your very own cell phone, getting to know your phone. Now, you might be saying, well, Isaiah, I've had this phone for 6 years, no one knows it better than me. And while that might be true in many ways, do you know all of the camera settings? Now, I have the iPhone 12 Pro, and so I've had this phone for about 3 years now, and I just learned last year that it can shoot up to 4K. Now, 4K is professional quality. So, it took me a little bit of practice, it took me a little bit of time to realize what the phone was actually capable of. Now, whether you have an iPhone or a Google or a Samsung phone, it really just depends on the phone, the make, and the model, right? So you want to make sure that you're familiar with all your settings and all of the capabilities and all of the fun perks and functions included in the phone. Now, speaking of it being your device, you want to also be aware of any limitations that you might have because it's a personal device. Now, like I said, I've had my phone for about 3 years. It's given me no problems, it's not slowing down, it's still running at peak capacity. Minus one main thing, but we'll touch on that a little bit later. Now, depending on the age of your phone, you might run into a few issues. Number one is storage. Now, while things may get recorded to the cloud, while things can be uploaded to external hard drives, all these different things, you have to make sure your storage is up to par, because if it's not, you won't be able to shoot very much. Now, one of the worst things anyone with an iPhone can probably relate to is that screen that when you're trying to take a photo or a video of something really important and then you get hit with your iPhone's storage is at maximum capacity. That is probably one of the worst screens I have ever gotten in the middle of trying to do something, especially if it was for content. So you want to make sure that you're aware of all the apps that you have running on it, all the files you might have, your email, all these different things that'll impact your storage. Now, while newer phones generally have, on average, about 64 gigabytes worth of storage, which is pretty good, some older models are down to 32 and even 24. So while most of those phones are slowly becoming obsolete, that might be the model of phone that you're using today. So just be mindful of your phone's hardware capabilities in that capacity. And as I mentioned before, you also want to make sure that the battery is also running at the maximum capacity or in its best state. Now, currently, my phone battery, it lasts, and that's as much as I'm going to say about that, but you want to be mindful of how much time it's going to take to charge, as well as how much time it'll need before the next charge is necessary, especially if you're shooting content. Generally speaking, when you're running something, especially in high quality, whether it's 1080 or 4K, that's going to wear on your battery, and you don't want that during a video shoot. So just be aware of any hardware limitations such as storage and battery issues that you may run into when it comes to your phone. Now, you also want to make sure that you're protecting your phone, especially if you're taking it out and about. Now, I really say this not only about content, but in life in general, because guess what? Life happens. On my phone, I have a screen protector and I have a protective case. And mine is a cracked camera lens, which is ironic given the topic of today's video. My phone is just fine. Now, you want to make sure that you're protecting your phone, especially because this is an investment now. You're using this for content. So, you want to make sure that you invest in a good case, a good screen protector. That way, you can keep your phone safe, because no one wants to shoot with a cracked phone. Now, of course, you also want to be mindful of any software requirements you might need. This goes back to the age of the device. Can your phone still run updates? Can it still run recent software? All of these different things play a part in shooting quality content so your audience can see what you want them to see. Now, in terms of software, you also want to be aware of any editing software you can actually download onto your phone, which we'll get into in a later video, but there are all sorts of video editing options that you can use in your phone. And actually, in a lot of phones, you can even cut up a video within the app itself. So just be mindful of that as well. And finally, we want to talk about the brand, make, and model of your phone because every single one is built differently. Now, as you've probably noticed, most phones now are advertised based on the camera's capabilities. And according to PCMag.com, the top 3 phones in terms of videography capabilities are the iPhone 15 Pro Max, the Galaxy S24 Ultra, and the Google Pixel 8 Pro. So, while you might not have those models, I know I don't, just be aware of your camera, its ranking, and its capability in terms of videography. So that'll just about do it for this video. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and liking and leaving a comment letting us know what you think and letting us know, will you be shooting some content with your phone soon? Let us know what type of phone you have. And if you like our content, please also consider following us over on Instagram, and we will see you in the next one.